How do I change this? This is embarrassing. I'm trying to change this to landscape. It's only mildly embarrassing, but still embarrassing. But it's funny that humans experience embarrassing moments. So, how do I? No, retouch off. Oh, that just turns the camera off. Hmm. Okay, this is weird. I was not intending for this to end up being a upright video. That was not my intention. Not in the least. Well, I was okay with it as an outcome, but 'twas not my intention. My intention was to have a nice, robust landscape video. So now I have to, like, it's all different, you know? Got my photo of the Wright brothers and Kitty Hawk. I love that. Two guys in a bike shop. And it flew. That's what I think of. Anyway, it's very much the theme of this talk anyway. So a lot of you are going to be tuning in after I give this. This is my... second. God. Okay. Funny. Just getting situated as things do. So anyway, this is my Lion Diet Q&A. Hi, how's it going? So you're the first one here, so you get your question answered first. I'm going to just answer questions. So whoever asks their question first gets their question answered first. And after I'm done answering your question, it said hi. Howdy, Aaron. Howdy, Delani Toledo. Am I saying that right? But how are you? I am doing well. Well, relatively well. I didn't sleep well the last 2 nights, but the last 30 days, I've got over 6 hours of sleep every single night, which is the first time that's happened in 2 years. And that's improved from 3 months ago, where I was getting sleep like 26 nights out of the month. This night's like every night. I did a 4.5 day fast because right when I started sleeping consistently, I got chronic fatigue. So we could talk about my health issues. I'll talk about my health issues a bit because that is kind of so. Let's just trace it back because it's fucked up. It's funny. It's not funny. It's horrible. But you know, you got to make light of things, otherwise they're just unbearable. So, okay, so me, how am I doing? I don't know. I'm coming out of 2 years of barely sleeping at all. But here's where it's funny. That's a better 2 years than I've had in like most of my life, like born to 11 years old. I just didn't really sleep. I just kind of doze. But sometimes I would sleep, sometimes I'd have REM sleep, and that just got worse to the point where I stopped sleeping at all. And it just, I don't know. Like my whole life is just trying to figure out how to not die from that. So, and I've made it really far. And now that they've done studies on fatal insomnia, I'm like high score. That's awesome. I mean, you just leave your question, but you'll watch this later. So if you have to go, that's cool. I'm just here answering questions. But I'm gonna finish. Someone said, "How are you?" That was the question. So I'm answering that question first, and then I'll get to the questions that are posted in the group. So, how am I? How are you doing, little teens? La Boo Boo Squid. Peace. So got my green tea. I've been caffeinating myself with green tea. I consume insanely large quantities of green tea all the time because it makes my brain work, which is really fun. Because I like having my brain work, and it doesn't like to do that most of the time. So, how am I? So, I don't know. I've been having a mental breakdown the last few days, honestly. Like, I have like, I think I have PTSD from insomnia. Like, I break down crying about it sometimes, like every few months, and I just would throughout my life just have periods where I would just break down. So I've been having a period of breakdown the last few days. Oh my, I don't know if I can get into like how I'm doing. I'm sleeping consistently. I'll just say it that way. I have been through hell the last 2 years, and I'm sleeping consistently, and my brain works most of the time. And I'm currently writing everything that I've done to get myself to this point down, and that's all. It's all written down different places, but I'm compiling that into a book, and then the book is throwing down a cloth on my desk so I don't get circles on my desk, and the book is going to be what I did to get to the point now where I'm sleeping every night, and what I plan on doing going forward to continue sleeping every night for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 50 years lifetime, hopefully. That'd be real great. And because I've had 3 of these episodes, but on top of the episodes, my sleep quality is pretty much shit. The only times I've ever had good sleep in my life consistently are from the age of 19 when I did the lion diet the first time to 23. Around 23 and a half, it started deteriorating again. I developed chronic fatigue around 24, which just quickly turned into full-blown insomnia again, inability to sleep at all, sleeping like a few hours a week, if that. Some weeks I just get zero sleep. Like a lot of weeks I get zero sleep. I go like 10 days without sleep. And that's the last 2 years. And since then, I'm now pretty much better, but that's a recent development. And like I just said, I've just been having a mental breakdown the last 2 days because I think all of my energy just went into getting me to the point where I could sleep every single night for a month. And then I did a 4.5 day fast because right when I started sleeping, I got chronic fatigue. And I was like, this sucks. Now I'm just tired all of the time. And like literally, I was just constantly tired. I couldn't do anything. But like, I have a family, I got a company, I got stuff to do, I got goals, I got to write this book. So I did a 4.5 day fast. And then that kind of snapped me out. Like, this is all recent. Like, my brain function this week is better than it's been at any other point in my entire life, which is why I've been having a mental breakdown because I'm like, how fucked have I been? And anyway, though, I mean, that's kind of like what I'm here to talk about is no, I'm not single, I'm married. I just lost my wedding ring in Mexico on the beach when I wasn't sleeping last winter. Because I went to Mexico and they said they were cooking normal steaks, but they'd spray them in soy stuff, or they must have because I just stopped sleeping entirely when I went to Mexico. And then my parents, like, God bless them, went off resort and like got me steak at Walmart that I like at Mexican Walmart where they were like, yeah, we were like, it's kind of sketchy, but like went to the Mexican Walmart, got me like steak, and I grilled it on the porch at this like Ibero Star Hotel. So that really threw me off. Even just that, I'll talk about that a little bit too, because it's all part of this. And if you watch it from beginning to end, you'll get the entire thing, which is just me answering all the questions that showed up as a result of the post I made. So even that one incident threw me off to such a great degree because that much soy exposure just destroyed me for like pretty much until the past month again. And then I've been hammering the techniques I used since then to improve my brain function, improve my health even harder. I did the 4.5 day fast with I did like chlorella, green tea, raw liver, raw bone marrow, raw fish eggs, vitamin D. I take supplements while I was doing the fast. And that was kind of like every other day. I could get into that, but that I'm doing another 36-hour fast because I've had a million issues my entire life, and I just having those issues resolved last week was. So how am I doing? I'm fucking all over the place, man. I've had a hell of a life and a hell of the last 2 years. I fucking beat the insomnia demon. If you look at the course is titled How to Beat Insomnia. It's like how to beat it with a stick. Because I feel like I've been in a life or death match with insomnia my entire life. I feel like it is fatal insomnia. I feel like what I've been experiencing is I love my mom. My mom is absolutely wonderful. She's an amazing woman. I would be dead without her. My parents like helped me through this. They're the reason I'm still alive. If they weren't helping me, I would have fucking kicked the bucket a long time ago. Like, holy cow. So what about fatal insomnia? Do you have it? Yeah. Like I have to do insane fasting schedules and eat only beef, salt, and water. And I've done that for the last like 18 months. And even doing that for the last 18 months to get myself to the point where I could do that and not be puking constantly, I had to do green tea and chlorella fasts with essentially, I'll use a term you guys seem to understand, mineral balancing. I have a little bit different variation on mineral balancing and I use vitamins and stuff. I have a different understanding, but I agree with pretty much everything that the mineral balance guy wrote. I have a different understanding of it. I agree, but so that's my own system. That's why I'm writing a book because I kind of put all this stuff together into my own understanding of what the fuck is wrong with me and what to do about it. But that was what I had to do as a precursor to even doing carnivore the last time. The first time I did carnivore, my gut was in good shape. My gut became completely destroyed over carnivore the last time I did it from 19 to 21. I was just having like just pooping battery acid. But I was able to sleep, so I was like, well, at least I can sleep, and that just continued for years. Then I went off of carnivore because I was like, well, I'm pooping battery acid, and this can't be good. And I tried to fix that problem off of carnivore, and I made progress at what I believe to be the level of the microbiome, but I failed to make progress at the level of iron retention at the cellular level. And because there was already bad bacteria present in my gut, because I've had bad bacteria my whole life, I just had diarrhea like constantly my whole life. I also drank energy drinks when I was on carnivore the last time because I could sleep while I did that. And I don't know, it was a stupid idea. I try as a general principle to never ever ever take any risk that is unnecessary in the slightest because of the severity of the problem that I'm dealing with. It would kill me and it nearly did. I drank it at the like I drank energy drinks like throughout high school and stuff. I'd never consumed caffeine at all because anything like anything that could impact sleep, anything that wasn't natural, anything that didn't have a history of helping people. I just wouldn't consume, but I was like, oh, energy drinks, artificial sweeteners, or like it just kind of was like, just kind of slipped under the radar, like magnesium stearate and supplements and cellulose powder and supplements. I had taken those. I was taking Solar A B vitamins. Now I make all my own B vitamins. I mean, I've got like that all back there is my vitamin making station, and the orange bins are the B vitamins that I've just made. Some of those are capped, some of those are not capped powder. I make my own supplements. Um, I'm constantly experimenting with different blends of supplement powders and stuff, and I'm recording what I'm doing, and I'm doing that in order to sleep. So, uh, do I have fatal insomnia? I'm not gonna let this thing kill me, but if anyone's got a more specific question on the fatal insomnia front, they can ask that. But I'll put this a little further. I mentioned in the post that Morvan syndrome, which is an autoimmune variant of insomnia, anti-NMDA receptor encephalopathy, and fatal insomnia, I believe to be the same condition. I think that the prion hypothesis for fatal insomnia is inaccurate, and I believe that what is actually happening is that the prions themselves, the misfolded proteins, do not themselves self propagate because There are instances such as Creutzfeldt-Jacobs disease and other forms of prion diseases where the presence of prions does not immediately cause self replication. Therefore, the prion replication must be due to other factors that aren't genetic because it develops, even in the presence of prions, it develops at different rates. And even still, if it is genetic expression is dependent on environmental factors, the environment of your body, such as metabolism, presence of iron, levels of inflammation, gut microbiome triggers activation and deactivation of DNA sequences. So, in the presence of a poor gut microbiome, you have the tendency for misfolded proteins to propagate. But is that the cause or is that the effect? Because if you're having issues of the thalamus or issues related primarily to NMDA receptor activity or inability of the NMDA receptor to self regulate, as can happen in constant exposure to amphetamines and chronic insomnia, or you're simply having high levels of neuroinflammation at the level of the thalamus that happen to be a thalamic autoimmune loop by which the disruption of the circadian rhythm through the thalamus messes with the gut microbiome, or at least prevents the gut microbiome from engaging in proper peristalsis or movement of food through the gut, making it impossible for proper digestion to happen, allowing fermentation to occur, over time creating an environment for bad bacteria, which bad bacteria, as you well know, increase absorption of iron, increase absorption of heavy metals, themselves produce inflammation that, if sensitive organs respond to that inflammation, so let's say my thalamus is very sensitive because of issues with the NMDA receptor, then inflammation that my thalamus is more predisposed to be, my thalamus might lose the ability to detox misfolded proteins that accumulated because of metabolic issues that are the result of not sleeping. I mean, I can follow all these trains of thought through to their end. I took paracetam for a few months, but I found out the paracetam had BHT in it earlier this week because my friend, who is a chemist, tested the paracetam and found out by using NMR that there was BHT in the paracetam. So I stopped taking the paracetam because I was experiencing symptoms from taking the paracetam that were consistent with the symptoms of taking BHT, even though I was experiencing benefit from the paracetam due to its ability to calm my brain via its GABAergic structure and activate and resensitize the NMDA receptor, because I believe this disease has correspondence with anti-NMDA receptor encephalopathy, because paracetam has helped me in the past before I ever was prescribed Adderall, which I'm currently prescribed now but have not been taking because I believe it overstimulates the NMDA receptor. So I decided to resort to a protocol that relied on detox, green tea, fasting, breath work, HPA axis regulation, and high doses of B vitamins, so-called mineral therapy, intermittent fasting, long-term fasting, and and then alternating onto paracetam until I figured out that the paracetam had the BHT, which would cause neurological instability. So then I ditched the paracetam, did the 4.5-day fast, and now here I am, and I have better brain function than I have at any other point in my life. And I figured all this out with insomnia, and I've just been working on this constantly, and I've never stopped working on it. And the second I thought I might have figured out something useful to share, I put it out on YouTube. Thusly, I didn't sleep for 19 years, and I'm just building a company and life and family to kick this thing's ass because it's the only thing I know how to do. So you tell me, do I have fatal insomnia? Because I'm not going to let this shit kill me. That's all I have to say about the fatal insomnia question. Unless someone has a more specific question. Are you under a doctor's care? Any testing for the diagnosis? They don't really know shit about fatal insomnia. I'm just happy that they've actually documented some cases of people actually dying from straight up not sleeping, because for most of my life, no one believed me when I said that I wasn't sleeping. Like, my parents kind of did, but like, I think they might have thought I was insane. And the doctors definitely thought I was insane. So when I would talk to doctors, I'd tell them I haven't slept for a month. I have not gotten a wink of sleep in a month. They would say, that's impossible. And they'd give me this look, and they'd be like, no, I like, and they kind of give me a look, and like I learned to not pursue it because they didn't believe it was possible. And then also like at those points where I'm going through that, all of my thoughts are suicide. Like I created the mantra, if you kill yourself it never ends. And then I also flipped it into like why beating the insomnia demon, because it's a demon, because I don't want to kill myself. So if there's something in me telling me to kill myself, it must be something else because I don't want to die. So that is the insomnia demon, and that's why the course is called How to Beat Insomnia, because I imagine every time someone watches that course and starts sleeping, the demon is being beaten. Because I don't know, I think that's kind of like how I am. I like to it makes me focused. It makes me a little. But no, I like the last 2 years went to my doctor. I had a brain scan done to make sure I don't have cancer. I thought I could have a brain tumor because the timeline for the growing and shrinking of brain tumors maps onto the timeline and symptoms for the development of insomnia that I have. So I got a brain scan done to make sure I don't have a brain tumor. But besides that, they just offer me sleep drugs that don't work because they don't actually shut off the areas of your brain that need to shut off. And I've confirmed that by coaching for myself hundreds of people who have insomnia and have taken these drugs and they don't work. And they eventually stop working entirely, but then you're dependent on them because they're GABAergics of that sort that are the hardest to quit, and therefore you end up stuck taking drugs that don't work that also contain magnesium stearate and cellulose, which if you have an autoimmune problem, which you probably do if you're sleeping, because I believe these sorts of chronic insomnia, like I said, are related to autoimmunity, like Morvan syndrome and irritable bowel syndrome, which I've had for like the majority of my life. So, um, yeah. I don't have a brain tumor though. So that's why I think it's fatal insomnia. Because I'm like, it's either fatal insomnia, but I don't think fatal insomnia, I don't think they're really understanding it. I think it's like, it's related to this problem of iron, because iron and heavy metal accumulation in certain regions of the brain corresponds with, um, like they all feed into each other. They all feed in. It's a feedback loop. So if you have a dysregulated metabolism, or if you're, I don't know how it starts. I mean, I don't know. I just know once I'm dying, how to kind of get myself out of that, which is pretty much the things I've said, plus a lot of fasting, plus elimination. Before I figured out the lion diet or carnivore and fasting, I would just eat like nothing but like sweet potatoes and yogurt and like, yeah, I would just fast and then eat sweet potatoes and yogurt and then fast and eat sweet potatoes and yogurt and then kind of like rebuild my gut microbiome, because T regulatory cells shut off the autoimmune feedback loop, which creates the inflammation that triggers the dysfunction. Voila. And I can get into all those details, but I'm going to just start answering questions from the group because we're 24 minutes in now and I've just been. Well, no, this is good. This is good. This is what it should be. I mean, I posted a post to the Lion Diet Facebook group. It was very unprecedented. And I don't know if it's unprecedented. I mean, I felt compelled to do that, and I didn't know it was going to get such a big response. And I'm happy. I'm happy. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like my suffering has meaning, and that I'm not just health Nietzsche. Like I think I don't know. I want to. I'm very happy that people believe my work helps them every time that happens. So I put it up on YouTube. That's why I'm writing a book. That's why I did health coaching. That's why I do all this stuff. Makes me feel good. Like insomnia is getting its face kicked in, and like the world's a little better for me being in it. Okay, so I'm just going to find the post and I'm just going to start reading off questions and answering them. And if anyone wants to join in and ask me another question, I'll throw that in too. And then I'll just keep going until I'm done. And I'll leave up the links and that'll be what it is. Oh, and then tomorrow I'm also, the book I'm writing, I call it The God Engine, because it's about Take a screenshot of it and zoom in on it and read it. Let me see if I can zoom in. The God Engine. This is the one I made. Like, this is just the one I made for myself to try to understand it. I have to probably go think that over again and try to figure out what the heck I was getting at. But those are basically all the things you need to be healthy. No, that's all it is. No, it's actually pretty simple. It's that this is what you need to be healthy. You need quiet and rest. You need a happy dream that gives you goals and a vision. For lack of a vision, the people perish. You need movement and action in your body and in your life. Because these are more abstract concepts, and then you need food and chemicals, and that's food and chemicals, the chemicals your body produces, the chemicals you put into it, the chemicals that result from the reaction of the chemicals you put into your body, and like here we have like gut bacteria, chemical composition of your bones because of like heavy metals. This is good. I'll just kind of go over this a little bit. Leaky gut syndrome, like how that affects the chemicals, breakdown, recovery and healing, aging, muscles, athletic performance. In this vision, man is the image of God who creates, dreams, eats, and rests. Our ability to be, I don't know, I can't really read my handwriting like that. It's like the flow of the Holy Spirit is dependent on these things. It's kind of like an engine. It's like you cycle between these things. You cycle between sympathetic and parasympathetic. I hope none of those sticky notes are anything embarrassing. This is very impromptu and whatever. I don't know. I kind of just figured that, like, I'll just put this on there and then y'all can ask me more questions later and I'll do another Q&A. Honestly, like, I'm just doing all of this because I've just spent my whole life. I'm being more open than I would be in a normal YouTube video because I feel like you guys would get it because of your lion diet. Not that people wouldn't get it anyway, but like, it's just, so that was something I made to explain to people what's missing. Like there's like enzymes, there's all this stuff, but that's more of a, it's like an infographic. That's like how I can explain to you what's missing. But then it's also interesting because it seems to be a mechanical description of a meta of all. It seems that the processes and meta processes at every level of analysis within our bodies and even within the worlds mimic each other, such that day goes to night, fasting goes to feasting, sleep goes to wake, winter goes to summer, NADH goes to NAD plus, protein balance is positive, and then protein balance outside the cell drops. Catabolic, anabolic, these reciprocal opposites, yin and yang, and it almost, you just map it out like that, and it's an engine that goes round and round. You go from dreaming, you dream something. So anyway, I'm just being as open though, because like I don't know. I feel like my life is it's just so out there that like I should just be very open with people about what it is I struggle with and just kind of like not really, I don't know. Like, what I'm trying to say is I'm not being terribly like this is literally a personal piece of artwork I made for myself to try to describe to others. Not even artwork, but like it's just kind of personal. It's like, I believe in this. I believe that the understanding this represents is keeping me alive. And I'm just kind of like sharing that, even though this looks like I don't know what it looks like. I call it the God Engine though. It needs to be optimized. We must optimize man's existence as the image of God. What's missing, you know? Like, missing proper digestion, peristalsis, and elimination, missing proper quantity, timing, and combination of foods, missing healthy blood, mucus, macros, micronutrients, salt, and electrolytes and minerals. That's all we're talking about. Detox as well. You need minerals and stuff to detox. What else do you need to detox? Let's just look at this one train. So proper healthy blood, macros, minerals. Let's go here. Healthy body that looks and feels good, good hormone production. Because heavy metal toxicity affects hormone production. Steady energy. It's like chronic fatigue and energy production are related. Use of body's resources properly, not engaging in stress metabolism. That means low inflammatory metabolism. Deep and restful sleep. Huh. So you see, it all goes. It all goes in a happy, joy, optimism, lightness, deep, supportive breathing, metabolic peak, regulate HPA axis breathing, proper digestion. If your digestion is messed up, it will dysregulate your HPA axis immediately, making it impossible if you have happy, joy, optimism, and lightness, and deep, supportive breathing. I could go over that thing forever. I mean, that's why I made it, and that's a book I'm writing right now. That's kind of like my life story. I'm gonna kind of try to have it be warts and all because, like, I don't know, I've had a porn addiction throughout my life that, like, I believe was made much worse by mental health problems, and like I think I might like talk about like kind of openly about what that was like in the book. Just even though it's embarrassing, it's like, oh, I'm admitting I had a porn addiction. It's like, oh, who wants to admit that? But like, I just want people to like learn and understand. Yeah, formation of brown fat. Hey Devin, your content is hella underrated. Where can we get that chart you just showed? That's the only one. I'll make one and I'll put it up on my website or something, or you can take a screenshot of it and turn it into something. I'm writing a book about it right now. Yeah, I'll make the chart available for you guys. I was thinking I could probably make that a downloadable infographic at some point in the near future. I'll put that on a sticky note because it's a good idea. But that's the only one. I mean, this is all, most of my energy has just been put into like keeping myself alive. And now that I'm stable again, because I was stable until the age of 24 and then I destabilized again. I'm 26 and a half, almost 27 now. Now I'm like, okay, now that I'm stable, I'm just going to work at this as much as I can so that like, because it was my work during the last period of stability that formed the foundation of what I'm sharing with you now, which is what it has enabled me to stay alive. So it's all very raw and real and immediate. And I'm just putting that out there because I started doing that in a very raw, real, and immediate way during the last Insomnia episode, because if I died, I wanted people to know that I went down fighting. It's horrible. But I don't know. I mean, go down fighting. Like, kick its teeth in, you know? Make it wear your mark. Make it know your name. Make God Engine poster available. I'll make that poster available because it's a great one. That's why I'm writing the book on it. I call it the God Engine because it's like, it is the God Engine, and it even works at a societal level too. Like it's a broader metaphor. The metaphor, it just kind of builds until I'm like, you're like, holy cow, this is how the whole world works. Or at least it appears that I can explain the world from that perspective to me right now. But it's a powerful perspective. So let me see. My nose is just itching. How the formation of brown fat? Yes. Functioning mitochondria help with detoxification, and they also produce compounds that your microbiome feeds off of. Like having a healthy microbiome produces compounds that feed your mitochondria. Your body can grow more mitochondria and healthier mitochondria, and having healthy mitochondria produce compounds that feed your microbiome, because your microbiome and your mitochondria are both eukaryotic bacteria with RNA that you get from your mom. Both. chart you showed is probably the cheat code to life, like at a neuroscience level. It is. That's why I'm writing the book. I'm so glad you see it, man. Like this makes me happy. I'm glad you see it. I thought that people, I was debating with myself over when I published that book if people would think I'm nuts. And, maybe it'll just be you and me that don't think I'm nuts, and like my parents and brother and stuff. But like, I think I figured it out. I actually do. I think I figured out the cheat code to health, because sleep is such a fundamental part of health. And I haven't really been able to sleep for so much of my life that for me to stay alive, I had to figure out everything else. I've been to hell 3 times and I've lost my mind more times than I can count. And I spend a lot of time. I don't remember a lot of things. And it's just, my brain is like a brilliant wasteland. I don't know. I fucking beat insomnia though. And I can win in jiu-jitsu. I don't know. I definitely have PTSD from it. Like I break down and cry like a lot, and it'll happen at random times, like when I hear certain things, like when I read the studies on fatal insomnia a few months ago. That's when I made the video, the videos on fatal insomnia that you see on my YouTube channel. I read those studies for the first time. I was like, I always thought I was the first documented case of someone not sleeping for an entire month straight. I'm not. Well, actually, I'm not the only. I might have been. I don't know. Actually, I don't think so. No, I mean, there was a study published on something, I think from before 2016. But everyone else who's like experienced insomnia, like I've experienced it, dies. Every other person dies, and they die in like 3 years max. And I'm still here 10 years later. And look at me, I can talk. I couldn't really for a lot of the time when I'm not sleeping. I get brain damage, man. This shit's bad. I have to meditate, or I feel like I need to blow my fucking brains out of my head. But I meditate. Drink my green tea. I don't know. Like, you guys get it. Other apex predators. I mean, it's a cheat code because a lot of influencers talk about one aspect of healthy living. This covers all the bases. I need that shit, lol. It is. It is. I'm glad you see it. I'll give you that. Frickin' man, send me your address. I'll send you a copy of the book when I write that thing. I could buy one. I don't know. I might send you one. I might just send you one. I'll just send you one. I'll send you a copy because, like, I'm gonna screenshot this right now. I'll send you a copy. Man. Oh, okay. There I am. Wait. Is that? There's a screenshot. Okay, I'm using my wife's phone because it's got a better camera, and that way I can read off of my phone. So I accidentally turned my phone off. Yeah, you lose your mind. It's fucking horrible. Yeah, I'll send you a free copy of my book, man. Just for being here on this right now and for giving me that little bit of understanding. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'll send you a fucking free copy of my book. You'll love it. Cause I'm just glad I don't have to feel insane. I'm glad that this has been documented so I don't have to feel like a lunatic, and I can feel like, dude, I mean, this shit's a demon that's out to kill. Yeah, like, it means a lot to me that you're here and that I'm here, honestly. Like, not sleeping for a year, like, I felt so fucking lonely. And, like, I, like, learned, like, most people with really horrible insomnia just kill themselves. And it makes me feel so fucking lonely because when I came out the other end of it, I was like, there's going to be so many people with insomnia that I help. And there were. But I think a lot of them blew their fucking brains out. Like, I think a lot, like, I haven't. So you didn't sleep for did you not sleep for like a wink, or like just, I mean, you'd probably be dead if you hadn't slept a wink. But I mean, either way, a year? How are you? What do you do? What do you do to stay alive? I want to know what you do to stay alive. Because That's crazy. Like, I haven't coached anyone with insomnia who's been up for like longer than like a month or like so. And like that was like with sleep, a little bit of sleep. They weren't like up straight for a month. So, and they were in like the beginning stages of it. I don't know. That's good though. I mean, like in some, I guess maybe lion diet group slightly different because you have high functioning mitochondria, but also heavy metal redistribution problems. So that would create an environment where you could, because I think that I did high fat carnivore, and the higher fat helps your body detox heavy metals. I can get into that in a bit, but I thought I was gonna lose my mind when I was sleeping 1 hour a day for months. It actually like 6 hours a day because I couldn't sit with my own thoughts without wanting to end it. Yeah, I believe you. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, you. Wow. This is good. This means we're more durable than I thought because I thought for sure I would die if I went for longer than a month. So that's good. That's kind of good. I mean, this is crazy. This is the first time I've found anyone who's had any sort of insomnia experience like me. It's always been more mild before. I thought I was the only one who made it this far. You get 4 hours out of nowhere and then just back to nothing. Yeah, that is how it goes. That's oh my god. Yeah. Are you still sleeping now? Are you sleeping again? How did carnivore help you sleep? So I read your long post today in the group. I know it's not even interested in your detox protocol. Um. Okay. So do detox protocol. I'll get to that, and then I'll get to the group. I'm just gonna kind of where is that? Lion diet. Okay, so I got the post. Okay, so detox protocol. Been following detoxing since 2008. Okay, I will outline what I do. I'll just tell you what I do for detox because this is and why I did it this way because it's different for every person. You have to be really careful. Like everyone's different. So this is what I did and why. So let's put lion diet Q&A 10/12/2025. Sleeping a lot better right now, bro. Absolutely no carbs. And the thought of I don't care if I get sleep. I just need to close my eyes and that's it. Thought pattern. Yeah, letting your body sleep really, I found that really helps. That actually, if you focus on your breathing, you relax your sympathetic nervous system. If you go into parasympathetic nervous system activity, that allows your body to offload heavy metals. So you get a lot of the benefits of like normally your body does that inflammatory decrease, which involves some sort of healthy iron metabolism when you're sleeping, but it actually only depends on parasympathetic dominance. Obviously, sleep is like infinitely better, but just being in a parasympathetic state will enable that to happen. So detox protocol. Bum, 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 bum. So I'll start with. Okay, where to begin? Well, I'll just say the first thing that I did was I noticed that green tea made me react like crazy. And so I've been inclined since 2014, aids the body in detoxing as we sleep. Interesting. I'll look into that. So detoxing. Let me think this through what I did. So I started off, one of the things that indicated to me that I had a problem was that if I drank green tea, I would get like schizophrenic depression and then like insane cramping in my toes where I couldn't like unclench my toes, and then the muscles of my face would start like twitching, like, which are all like chelation detox symptoms. So I was like, okay, the green tea is moving this, and I realized the green tea was, there's stuff in my tissues because I had like fatigue, my muscles felt weird and weirder. My body felt like heavy, like I couldn't really like move my body. I started with, the first thing I did was recognize that not only is my body suffering from autoimmunity, but my body is suffering from heavy metal redistribution at the same time every time I have an autoimmune attack. And my gut problems are making this whole thing worse. So I guess the book really is kind of like my detox protocol, but I'll try to break it down more simply. And this is, again, for the people on there who are like, why didn't you just tell Dr. Peterson what you recommend he do? It is details, 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 details. Thank you for not killing yourself. We need to stay alive so that we can tell the world this is real and we can all fix this shit so that we don't have more kids growing up experiencing this schizophrenic, depressive, horrible shit. So thank you for staying alive for that reason. The people who made the fatal insomnia kill them gave me even more conviction to do this work, because now I know, now I can do more work. I can research this, and it's like, I know I'm not crazy. I knew I wasn't crazy before, but now I'm like, now I can point to studies and say, see, I'm not crazy. And that means something to me because I can't do those studies yet. So, I started with realizing that. I started with looking at things like, okay, well, like, does salt, because I started reacting to salt at points in time too. Like, salt would make my skin like itchy and stuff. So I'd use sauna. I would start with like water, like drinking large quantities of water. Like, I mean, really, in some sense, lion diet itself is part of the detox protocol. So also increasing fat, that was something I was doing already intuitively. That's actually, I'll just talk about detox and we'll get there, because this is, what is my detox protocol? Cocky me for assuming I could share such a thing. It's almost the subject of the book that I'm writing. So high saturated fat allows your body to offload more heavy metals. Your body is able to get rid of iron easier if you have a diet higher in saturated fat. Your body has an easier time getting rid of iron if you are not always eating. So really the first thing I did when I noticed this, or when I first realized I had the heavy metal issues, honestly, just before, when I was experiencing the chronic fatigue before the latest insomnia episode, which was when I was still consuming carbs at that point in time, because I tried to go on carnivore, but I couldn't, because the bad bacteria in my gut was so intense that my body would immediately take in all of the iron, put it right into my bloodstream, distribute it right to my brain, and I become nauseous and crazy. So I like couldn't really eat meat. And I couldn't really eat anything. Like, I was just nauseous. I was throwing up. I couldn't really digest food. I had no energy. I was like really bloated and fat. I was like 230 pounds at the time. Go look at my old videos. I was like 230 pounds at the time, very inflamed, and just deteriorating at such a rapid rate, despite basically doing everything in the insomnia course. And my sleep was shit too. Despite doing everything in the insomnia course to sleep, except going on carnivore, because I couldn't, because it made me nauseous. And I even understood, but I hadn't really, I think I made the insomnia course right. I literally made the insomnia course right before the last episode hit, right before I basically stopped sleeping entirely. Um, and it's pretty much everything I've used now. That was when I made that chart too, the God Engine chart. That's when I made that, was right before I stopped sleeping entirely, because I was trying to use that as like a metaphor within the, or as an explanatory tool within the context of the insomnia course. If you watch the insomnia course and you look at that chart, you'll understand the combination of those things is the highest level of articulation of this that I've been able to achieve yet, which is why I'm making myself write the book and making YouTube videos every day so I can make myself articulate this stuff, because it's just all within my own head and I'm just using it to help myself and scattered across dozens of notebooks and everything. But so so I'll walk through that, how that happened. So I realized I have heavy metal problems, and that's the source of the issue, because I was like nuts at the time. And that actually also, and like that also, like I think I had like that was the worst my porn addiction has been recently as well. And it just felt like schizophrenic compulsion. It was just nuts. Like, I mean, I firmly hold that I hated watching it the entire time, and it was just like my brain was going fucking crazy, and that it just made my impulse control, and still my fault. I mean, I'm not being like there was nothing I could have done. Like, there's always something you could have done. That's like a bitch statement. But like, these symptoms and pornography addiction, in my experience, go together. Just bringing it up. Why? Because there might be a connection, and I haven't made all the connections because I'm always making new connections. So that just shows that I don't know everything, and I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, and I'm just going to put down everything I can put down, and everyone who reads my book can just make up their own minds, because I'm surprised that I'm alive. And I think for me to claim too much knowledge of how I'm alive is very, very, very arrogant and dangerous, and I want to keep being alive. So I'm just going to write down how I stayed alive. So yeah, bro, I came across your videos. I felt less alone, especially the ones the ones you deleted, because oh, yeah, I don't think I have those anymore. I think there's some of them are still up. I'm like, I just like it. To me, it's like trying to balance. Like, I didn't want, honestly, to have my channel removed because people would think that I was like advocating violent schizophrenia. I don't really know. Like, I think I only removed like the two where I was just screaming the entire time. Yeah. 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 Take salt that has been fired in 1,000 degrees, burns away all impurities, including minerals. I react to salt. I can take salt that has been. Yeah, the impurities could be triggering autoimmunity. I mean, it depends what the impurities are. I'd have to like think about that. But I could see, do you not react to salt that has no impurities at all? But and it does the dose depend? Because for me, at that point, I'd react to like everything. And then I just started fasting. What I did was I fasted on green tea, but like I'd only drink like the second or third steeping, or like fourth steeping. Like, I would steep it, throw that away, steep the leaves again, organic gunpowder green tea, because the gunpowder, the fact they pack it, preserves all the catechins and polyphenols, which are the chelating agents you want that prevent the redistribution and encourage the growth of good gut bacteria and prevent bad gut bacteria from reproducing and feed your mitochondria in weird ways too. Like, holy cow, green tea is beneficial. So I would take the later steepings because I would just react to the first steepings, but I'm kind of a masochist. So I just shoved through, and I would just keep drinking green tea until I puked, and then drink more, and then shit my brains out and puke because I felt like I was going to die. And at least if I don't know, it just gave me some sense of control and it fucking made me feel a little bit better. And then after I knew I felt better when it was over, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a little more scientific about this the second time. That's when I started the second and third steepings. But I think I just made myself drink like a really strong pot of green tea first, and then I just reacted to it terribly. And then but I felt better days later, and I was like, I'm doing that again because like. Yeah, I mean, I already felt like complete dog shit, schizophrenia nonsense. So then I started doing the second, third steepings. Then eventually I got to the point where I could take chlorella without reacting. I think one thing I did when I was fasting is I would attack the bad gut bacteria first, because by attacking the bad, when's that book coming out? What books would you recommend to read? Strong Medicine by Marty Gallagher and this other osteopath who's really cool. You can get it on Kindle. I think Kindle's the only way to get it. Just Strong Medicine. First one I'd recommend reading. It just explains the autoimmune connection. Like that to me was the biggest aha. And then it explained it to the degree that I was able to put the other pieces in place, which I think is one of the things that enabled me to survive this last episode. So when's that book coming out? As soon as I can make it come out. Tomorrow my job is writing it and making videos on this. So you tune into my channel tomorrow. I mean, I did the Lion Diet Sleep Optimization series just to force myself to make videos every day so I can make myself get this out there. Tomorrow's series starts Building the God Engine. And that's just going to be me, how I'm writing the book. So for now it takes salt, but it definitely causes less problems for me. So yeah, that was kind of like, that's sort of your reacting to salt, I believe, as a mild chelating agent. So I would ask, do you have gut issues as well? Do you have diarrhea? To Mona Lee, do you have diarrhea? Or like gut problems, constipation, gallbladder attacks, anything like that? Just subscribe and saw you were live. Definitely want to hear more of your experience. It looks like I have a lot of videos to watch. Definitely, that's why I make them. Every one of them is meant to help. So, and for a lot of videos to watch, I'd start with the insomnia course and strong medicine course. Just a place to start. Exactly, yeah. So gut issues, what specifically, if you don't mind my asking? But that's just like, how do I know that? Because they all go together. They all go together. So, but basically, so what I would do is I had like crap built up in my gut. Like when I would drink the green tea, I would poop out pond silt, but I'd only be able to drink green tea when I was fasting. Like if I wasn't fasting, no can do. I would use sauna a bit at the time. And then I worked up the point I'd start with like a half tablet of chlorella. And then like I could tolerate that, and that would make me feel better. And then I'd fast and take half tablets of chlorella. But I'd take them at once. I wouldn't take the chlorella throughout the day. I would take like one, then wait at least 12 hours before taking another one, because I just found that if I took it too frequently, it would just mess up my gut for whatever reason. I think because it prevented my gut from engaging in proper peristalsis for reasons I could get into that would take a long time. But that it felt peristaltically related. So then I worked up to the point where I could take because I would react to Adderall too. I'd react to caffeine. Like any stimulants would cause redistribution. So I made the primary stimulant, and I needed stimulants to function because I couldn't even wake up without stimulants because I had such bad chronic fatigue, and I needed to wake up to think because I was deteriorating. If I couldn't wake up and think, I couldn't figure all this stuff out that I'm sharing with you to prevent me from dying. So that was the whole problem. So basically, I made green tea my primary stimulant, made Adderall and caffeine secondary stimulants. And I've done that since then, even with the substituting of the paracetam for the Adderall for paracetam. And now green tea is my only stimulant. I just wake up in the morning and I just sit there and I just drink like 2 of these bottles of the strongest green tea I can. That's how I'm thinking right now. Like I'm just drinking green tea. If I stop drinking green tea, I get like foggy. So I drink it constantly, pretty much. And I'm fasting right now. because fasting makes me feel better. So this is the detox I'm doing right now is green tea, fasting, chlorella, and I'll take magnesium and zinc and sleep minerals. That's actually a good thing. I should be taking more of those while fasting. Yeah, I should be like pounding the magnesium because there's really nothing in my gut to be negatively impacted by the pH change of the magnesium. Like it's not like I'm gonna like diarrhea out something that I was digesting because I took too much magnesium because I'm not digesting anything because I'm fasting. So I'm even having more ideas while I'm doing this, which is why I do this, why I make this what I do, so I can keep having these ideas and stay alive. Because fucking A. I mean, I just got to the point where I can sleep consistently. Which shows you don't have to be optimal to actually regain your sleep. You just have to like not make catastrophic F ups. Like one of the things I did, I gotta say at the beginning of the detox, I started realizing that like that was when I started making my own supplements. Is because I realized I was like, I can't. And I had to make the B vitamin too, which is pretty complicated. One meal every 24 hours the last 6 years. Tried eating once every 48 hours. Recently tried 2 meals a day, considering treatment, trying 3 meals a day. That's something that helps too because bad bacteria need to be fed more constantly. So if you starve them by fasting, that helps. It also cuts off inflammatory loops in your body, and they kind of feed off of the byproducts of inflammation that end up in your gut because your gut's a detox organ. So when you redistribute heavy metals to your gut, um, I've done multiple meals on Lion, or yeah, I did multiple meals on Lion. 2 a day was the most I ever really did on Lion Diet. That was back the first time. Now it's all over the place. Now I've had trouble eating the last few years. I've wasted away from like 230 pounds, like 168 pounds now. And like I like to be around 172. That was where I did my best wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So but I just want to sleep first and I want to feel good for like second. And then but yeah, stay active though, because the mitochondria, you need to keep your mitochondria very active because if your mitochondrial function dips, it's like an engine. The engine needs to run hot. Like you gotta run an engine hot to keep it clean. So that's the God engine. So run that engine hot, baby, as hot as you can. And actually doing Lion Diet is basically what allows that engine to run hot because ketones need less oxygen at the mitochondria to produce ATP. So the fact that there's excess iron there means that that iron is causing relatively less inflammation than it would be. So it enables your body to detox the iron unless your gut is fucked. Because if your gut is fucked, and I'm slightly oversimplifying there, but I can't get into but unless your gut is fucked, because then when it moves the iron into your gut, it just feeds the bad bacteria, which then make your body take in iron from your food, which means your body will eventually lower metabolism. Skipping a few steps there, but yeah, my gut is fucked. I'm so malnourished on Lion Diet because my gut is fucked. So I've just been doing. I eat as much as I can, and then it eventually just fucks my sleep, and I'll try to get fat. I've actually gotten up to 186 pounds. 186 pounds a week ago. I'm like losing and gaining 18 pounds a week to every 2 weeks because I just eat. But I can eat now, so I can actually regain that weight and sleep. Oh my God, I feel like I came so close to dying. So which is probably why I think I can help Dr. Peterson. I mean, that's like this is why I felt compelled to make this post because I was like, there's this element of redistribution that causes these problems because if it redistributes to your brain, then you're gonna have inflammatory problems that are related to that, and you need to like you need to deal with it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him, but I just know that this is what I've been through and this is what I've seen happen, and like I think I might recognize something if I were to talk to Michaela or Jordan about this. Dr. Peterson. I always refer to him as Dr. Peterson because, like, Babson meaning in the biblical series. I don't know. It just like I trained myself as a psychologist before I ever got into neuroscience, and he's just such a great psychologist. So it's like It's like, to me, he's always Dr. Peterson, like Doctor of Psychology, Jordan Peterson. I'm like Dr. Peterson. So anyway, I respect the man a lot. And I think that I could, I don't know. I don't know. I just felt compelled to. I felt like if he died and I didn't make an attempt to reach out, that I would have fucked up, because I might have been able to help legitimately because of the weird experiences. I know I probably need to go back and watch the video. Yeah, it is good to watch from the beginning. But you can watch now too. I mean, it's all what you want. You can watch now and ask questions, and I'll answer your questions. So that's fun. Do you think the lion diet alone can be enough to get rid of bad bacteria? Don't take any supplements at all. Depending on how messed up you are. So if you have a lot, this is why I did this. This is the kind of questions I love. So if you have a lot of heavy metals that are in your bones, you won't necessarily be experiencing any issues, but your body will start detoxing the heavy metals from your bones. They could redistribute to other parts of your body simply as a result of decreased inflammation and higher metabolism, because that does do that. And then they could end up, and then if everything's functioning well, they still end up in your gut. And then the constant presence of them in your gut creates an environment for bad bacteria, which everything I just talked about. Also, I would take tons of magnesium while I was doing the green tea and chlorella fast as well, to just also, like, it helped me diarrhea out the crud that was caked out of my gut. Like, the amount of bloating I had, like, I pooped out like 10 gallons of pond silt while doing like multi-day fast. Like, I wasn't eating anything. That looked like different diarrhea. The food looked like different diarrhea. This was not food diarrhea. This was diarrhea that came out as a result of fasting and bacteria being starved and poisoned with chlorella and magnesium. And because magnesium gives you diarrhea anyway. And then, like, it also, I would take the chlorella and then I would start pounding magnesium, because magnesium makes your body put, at the doses I was taking magnesium glycinate, but I was doing the magnesium glycinate. I was taking, like, I don't know, like 20 grams. I take like 20 grams. I take them in like doses of 3 grams. So I just take 3 grams, 30 minutes later, 3 grams. But I do this after taking the chlorella with green tea. And you get liquid, you get water and stuff and osmosis into your gut when you take a ton of magnesium. Also, one thing your body will do is pump water into your gut in order to dilute the concentration of toxic shit in your gut, which is another reason for diarrhea. But that interferes with digestion and nutrient absorption in like many cases. I'll try to speak about myself because that's where I speak most precisely. So then basically the heavy metals would move into my gut because of the green tea in my bloodstream, the magnesium acting as a mild chelator in my bloodstream, replacing the heavy metals and iron and probably plastics too with itself, basically. And kind of like freeing that up. That then bonds to the catechins and polyphenols and then moves into my gut, where it then bonds to the chlorella. And then I would just keep taking magnesium until the volume of liquid in my intestines just forced out the magnesium as liquid diarrhea poop. I would just give it just laxative, using magnesium as a laxative as well, because you can use it as both at the same time. And that would prevent the chlorella from getting stuck in my stomach and just causing issues, because things would just stop in the middle of my gut and then cause swelling and gas and pain. And so I didn't want that. So I just keep them moving. And then, but when I pooped that out, I would poop out like gallons of pond silt, like gallons, like just, it was like, it wasn't like liquid. It was like silt just coming out of my butt. It's kind of gross, but like it was. And then I'd feel like so much better after. I'd be like, oh my God. And I just did this for like a month. And that was when I lost all the weight down to like 185 pounds. And then I've just been fasting myself down 168 pounds since then, with B vitamins in addition. That's also another reason B vitamins can cause that problem, because B vitamins also kill bad bacteria, create an environment for good bacteria. and your body can't absorb B vitamins if you have excess of bad bacteria, and you need B vitamins for energy production and just supporting tons of processes that support energy production in the body, which you need for metabolism, which you need for proper iron metabolism as well. Putting it all together, almost kind of showing you how you can put this together. So while not going off on infinite rants, because that is why I'm writing a book. So put a little hot tea in here. Hot drinks do raise metabolism. That is actually a fun thing. So drinking tea too, that is also part of the fact that it's hot is also part of the detox. Stimulates movement in the gut, prevents buildup of bad bacteria. Do I think so? Yeah, I mean, basically, it just depends how fucked up you are. If pure lion diet alone can fix the problems. I mean, for me, no, I couldn't even eat beef this time around. First time, when I was 19, I could eat beef. 24 now. So, depends how fucked up you are, and how fucked up you are depends on how all these systems are going. And there's enzyme count is a big thing in the body, which is why high fat is also really good, because your body needs enzymes. Like enzymes, just think of enzymes as a magic substance that makes everything we've talked about easier and better and work magically. Just then do your own research, but that's an easy way to think about it. Those get used up, but your gut microbiome is the biggest producer of enzymes. And in a ketogenic state, it loves fat. So that too is part of my detox protocol. I also plan on some point in the distant future eating fermented apples at some point. Eating fermented apples when I wasn't on the lion diet before the age of 24, but was still trying to optimize my health and wondering why my gut was completely screwed. Fermented apples made my gut better. They didn't fix it. Still kept on getting worse, but it got worse slower, and I felt pretty good after eating them. And I do believe in protein fasting, and I do believe that because of some nuances with NADH, NAD plus balance at the level of the mitochondria, tolerable carbs, very rarely, maybe just in the form of raw milk, could be useful just because of nitrogen balance at the cell, but prolonged fasting with fat could fix that. But the tendency for things to go between reciprocal opposites sets me up as predisposed to see carbs as this necessary once every 50 to 20 years, maybe. I mean, I'll just put it this way. Lions eat the fermenting gut gunk from the gazelles they kill. I'll just leave it there. I'm going to investigate that myself, because fuck it if I'm leaving a stone unturned at some point. But, so to summarize, fix your gut microbiome. To summarize, you need a healthy metabolism to have a healthy microbiome. You can't have a healthy microbiome in the absence of healthy metabolism. You can't have healthy metabolism in the absence of the chemicals necessary for a healthy metabolism. That's why I got this. You can't have... It all depends on each other. So how do you improve it? Slowly and with care. Otherwise, if the system becomes imbalanced, the engine backfires and you get problems. Literally, and that's, again, why I just said I'd reach out to Michaela. I'd put all this out there. She can look at all of it if she wants to. She can say, does this make any fucking sense to me? I'm sorry for swearing. I try not to swear, you know, but sometimes I feel like it's well-placed, but I got little kids, too, so it's like, it's a fucking thing. Trying to not swear with little kids is a fucking thing, you know? Whatever. But I also want people to be able to watch this stuff with their kids, so I'll just keep trying to not swear so people can watch my videos with their kids, you know? That's what I'm doing. Wholesomeness. So, that's what you said. I mean, she thinks it makes sense if she can reach out, and I don't know, but I just, like, worked for me. Maybe they're missing something I can help them with. Every little bit helps. and I might be able to help a little bit. And Dr. Peterson helped me with Maps of Meaning, the biblical series, and I was rebuilding my psyche after not sleeping when I went to UMass because they said their food was soy free. I knew it was like autoimmune caused by soy at that point in time, and I was eating carbs. And man, my brain never recovered from that. They sprayed everything in soy. I feel like my brain just started recovering from that episode after the 4.5 day fast I did last week. I was destroyed. I didn't even know what it was because I couldn't even think. I just started cooking all my own food, and I barely regained enough sleep to stay alive and continue figuring it out. And while I was figuring it out, I was listening to Jordan Peterson. I was listening to Maps of Meaning. I was listening to the biblical series. I downloaded them into my MP3 player, and I listened to them on repeat. And then 6 months later, before I went into sophomore year, or really just right before September, late August, I decided I was going to give keto another kick because I'd done keto when I was 16 trying to fix this shit. Didn't work. It worked a little bit because my metabolism got better, but I didn't know everything else, and everything got a whole lot worse. And as I realized soy is in everything, and I got an autoimmune problem with soy. Also, you need salt. They're lunatics, and they tell you not to consume salt. You need salt, especially on keto. And my health is destroyed. Rebuilt it again. Destroyed again. I hadn't even read a single documented case of someone not sleeping for a month. I thought it was medically impossible. I thought I was probably insane. I thought I was going to die and be thought a lunatic even by myself. But I just had to keep going because I knew there was something to it. And I thought to myself, if I can keep going through this, I can help other people someday. I can kick that demon's ass. That thing that's trying to make me blow my own brains out right now, that's driven me to insanity and past, it's gonna die with my boot on its neck, and I'm gonna figure out how. And that kind of focused me, and I listened to Maps of Meaning while I did that. And then later I tried the carnivore diet on a recommendation from my great uncle, the traveling doctor in Cambodia. And I slept. And I cried with happiness. And then I've been trying to figure out why that worked since then. I've got some pretty good answers. And I'd like to help Dr. Peterson because he helped me. He didn't have to make Maps of Meaning as good as he did. He didn't have to make the biblical series as good as he did. But he put himself into that, and that saved me. I'm not saying it would have killed myself if it didn't exist, because I'm never going to kill myself. I'm that tenacious fucker. Keep on swearing, but I guess it's just a swearing video. Nah, I'm still going to stop. Just keep trying to not swear, so people can watch these with their kids to, whatever. So that's why I wanted to help Dr. Peterson. But should do a day in the life video where you show us what you do all day so we can copy, because there's so much info out there, it's overwhelming. Don't know what to follow. My days all look different though. I mean, that's sort of what I did with my Lion Diet sleep optimization series, and before that with the Paracetam and Lion Diet video, I kind of summarize what I'm doing. But it's a lot of this is really what I'm doing when I'm still trying to optimize my sleep. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, I mean, I do know what I'm doing in the fact that I can explain all of it and the scientific reasons for this shit, but what I do is I just sit down. If I don't sleep well, I sit down, I meditate, and I drink green tea, and I meditate until something clicks. And if I'm lost, which is a feeling I've had, I just do insane amounts of research while meditating intermittently and try things until something clicks. And that's what I'm still doing. I just experimented with some trace minerals yesterday. I'm like, here's trace minerals. I've been taking this on and off. I'll take some and see if I sleep better tonight. And kinda. So I'm fasting. I can't, like, I can kind of hear my kids in the distance, but like, I don't have like filming what I'm doing would disrupt. I can't really, because I don't really know what's relevant. Like, I'm still trying to figure out everything that's relevant. But everything that is relevant, I can kind of share in the daily videos. So that's why I do the daily videos too. And I'll share more about what I'm doing. I'll kind of like walk through that more. But maybe I'll do 1 or 2 day in a life videos. I'll take that recommendation. But I mean, if you just watch my channel, like, that's kind of the thing. Like, I don't really do day in a life videos because I'm just like working, and I already kind of do that. I'll make one though, I'll make one. Like, if it would help, I'll make one. But that kind of is my channel. It's kind of I call it stream of consciousness, because you can stream my videos and it's just my consciousness. So it is sort of just a stream of consciousness. I mean, I got videos I made on my channel where I just wake up and then, like, just go for a walk because I can't sleep and stuff, and I just talk while I'm doing that. So my days don't even, like, I can make a day in a life video, I guess. I guess I can make a few. We'll see. Keep asking me for one and I'll give you one. You ask me on one video, okay? Maybe. But like how God grants the Holy Spirit to those who are persistent, so too shall I grant video recommendations to those who are dedicated and persistent. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. This is just a part of what I'm doing, but I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. So, but it's like the most important part, though. So I'll take your recommendations to heart. This is the most important part of what I'm doing. The sharing of it. I mean, pretty much everything I'm doing is focused. Even like my family, it's like, I don't know, you gotta like have something that keeps your psyche together, which is nice. That is actually fun. Like, having a family does keep your psyche together. Do anything other than beefs, again, anything ingredients, impure supplements without additives like vitamin C. Yeah, because the vitamin C will cause that. It's the chelation. I mean, I think it is. It could be that, or maybe something slightly adjacent to that. But just look into, like, does high dose vitamin C cause mild chelation of heavy metals and iron? Like, oh shit, I'm reacting. I'm autoimmune reacting to these things. So I'm going to I use the bathroom. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I'm gonna close that door, so got a little more privacy. And Sherlock Holmes my office if you want to. But when I get back, I'm gonna be getting into all the questions that were in the Lion Diet group. This is going great. I'm happy. This is fun. I appreciate all the recommendations. I can't imagine what you have been through. It's nice to listen to people who understand that healing can be a struggle. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. No, I mean, even my family, like even my parents have been super supportive, but my dad just started kind of a little bit getting it when he got cancer. People want to be supportive, but they can only be as supportive as they understand. And like, I can only explain what I can articulate, and that's limited by my brain working, and I can't. It sucks, but it's whatever. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I make the YouTube videos. I got like PTSD. I don't know. I mean, it's just all this shit that in my head that I've been through that I can't really like talk about with people because they just don't get it. They're like when T-Mac said that the video he related to the most was the ones where I'm screaming schizophrenically, like that just... that means the world to me. Like, that someone else could, who understands that, could benefit from something I could share. Like, because I just felt like, I don't know, just feel so alone and tortured. It's like just going upstairs to get tortured every night while everyone else just, it literally feels like torture. Like my brain feels like it was tortured. I've lost my mind numerous times. I say to people and they're like, oh, you lost your mind. It's like, yeah. Took a lot of meditating, crying, high-dose psychedelics, prayer, and fasting to remember that I'm a human being and that life is worth living. I just never quit for I don't even know why. It's almost fucked up how much I will endure. Because fuck whoever's putting me through it. But that's a demon, and I'm killing the demons. I don't, like, to be able to say something like that and to have people actually get it, and they're like, they don't just think I'm fucking crazy, If you know, okay? So, it's hard for people to explain what they haven't experienced. Yeah, it makes me feel like the odd one. I just, like, that's why the fatal insomnia studies made me so happy. They made me sad, and I had a freaking sad few days after that, but made me happy, though, because I'm like, I'm alive! I probably wouldn't have been if I wasn't doing this. Yes! Yes! It actually was. Like, it works. It works, and I'm here, and I'm not crazy. And I don't have to die. Because it looks like I would have. And I'm not nuts. Yeah, it's literally God. It's the spirit of the fathers, Kleos. It's God. It's the Holy Spirit. It's just the refusal to ever give up no matter what, ever. Just... yeah. I don't know, though. I want to get into... fuck it. I don't know. I'm kind of, like, train myself to bypass my own emotions about things. Because, like, I just had to for so long. So now I'm even trying to do that now rather than just sitting in the sadness. But if I don't know. I could sit in the sadness and misery and we could all just do that together. But... that wouldn't be kicking insomnia's ass. Or would it? We shall see. We shall see. I'll just share all the thoughts that come into my head, so it's just not dun 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 dun. So eternal insomnia. How do you optimize mitochondrial function? Okay, that was something I was going to get to in this. So, mitochondrial function is... I mean, that's basically what this is. That is this. That is how you optimize mitochondrial function. In a nutshell, how I optimize mitochondrial function is engaging in as much healthy metabolism as I can without overstressing my body while still engaging in proper rest. I could elaborate on that forever, but that's how I do it. And you just keep doing that, and you keep building your capacity to do that by doing, for me, I do large numbers of body weight exercises. I have a specific way of exercising, but the foundation of it is walking barefoot every day and then deep breathing. Hiking, I think, too. I think hiking, like backpacking, is very, very good for optimizing mitochondria. I've got a lot of videos on my optimizing mitochondria on my channel. Never heard or seen anyone use the term fatal insomnia before, but long-term insomnia has squeezed the quality of life out of me since I was a child, and through my own experience and research, I've come to the conclusion that it is most certainly fatal. Yes, I appreciate the time you put into this post, and will definitely be researching your work. Oh, I'll give that a love. Wait. Wait, where's my post? This is strange. I can't find my post anymore. Maybe that means Michaela Peterson's seen it and she's considering what I've said. I don't really know. Maybe Michaela Peterson's watching. Howdy. I felt like maybe I could help, and if I didn't, then I would have let a great man pass without even trying, which is unacceptable to me. I felt like God was prompting me. So watch this video, look at the post, look at my channel. I don't want to be pushy. I feel like whatever you're going through is really, really hard, and you're doing the absolute best, and I just want to be a resource if I can. So, because I mean, you've been a resource to me. You helped me find my wife, and you made this wonderful group, which has definitely really helped me. So, I don't know. I think my post has been removed. I shall see. Where is that post? See previous notifications. Huh. Huh. Yeah, guys, go in the group and see if you can find my post. And in the same while you're doing that, I will go research this. Oh, or answer the questions. Most people have to understand, feel the same. Do you experience any derealization, depersonalization? Like only? Like just only depersonalization, derealization? I had psychotic breaks like 3 times a year pretty regularly until recently, till like I was 21. Though I talked to neuroscience professors about that, and they said that because they started at an early age, they've never progressed in severity or intensity. There's no reason to assume they ever would, but could just be the way my brain deals with stress, but it is... It stopped, though, pretty much. I mean, the one I had before that was like when I was... So the last one I had was like 2 weeks ago, and it lasted only 10 minutes, and then it just stopped. I think that was because of BHT and the paracetam. And then the one before that was when I was 21. So I think I'm good. So maybe this post has reached Michaela Peterson, and we'll see. I don't know. Kind of odd that she removed it, but the lion diet. Yeah, I think the post has been removed. Okay. Well, Well, if it's been removed, then that means Michaela Peterson has seen it, which means that I have accomplished the goal of the post, I guess. And helped a lot of people in the process, which gives me the warm and fuzzies. So, anyone got any more questions? Or I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, I think she removed it. I think she just removed it just while I've been talking to you guys. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, she's in an emotional state, and like maybe she's just like, what the, like, this giant post is blown. That's kind of weird, though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's just considering. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's her group. She's welcome to do what she wants with it. If it were me, I would understand, because I just, yeah, I get it. I mean, I think she's just probably like, it's kind of a crazy thing, and what I said is very, it's intentionally attention grabby. Like it was meant to present itself to her as relevant, but I don't know. It's odd that she'd remove it. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just speculating now. Like, why did she remove it? Maybe she removed it. Maybe she'll put it back up. I don't know. But if she's the only group admin or moderator, then at least she saw it. So, and she can watch this, and hopefully she watches it. I don't know. I'm gonna wrap this up though in a few minutes if no one has any more questions. Even if what you're saying is somehow self-serving. Oh, it's definitely self-serving. I mean, I'm trying to figure this out and help other people to help myself. Like, it's definitely self-serving, but I also serve myself by serving others. But I really hope it's self-serving, but I also believe in serving myself by serving others, because if I just only act in ways that only benefit me, then everyone will figure that out, and then I won't be able to do stuff, because people will be like, that guy is self-serving. So it's really self-serving for me to share with people, because then I'm the guy who shares all the information. So, and also, like, I just feel obligated to people who shared information because it kept me alive. So I'm just waiting for more questions. So if you guys have questions. I mean, just in the short term, I benefit if Jordan Peterson stays alive, because I get to listen to him do the Exodus and the rest of the Torah. Not that I'm a Jew, the Torah is really good. I think she probably felt like the motive wasn't clear, and I think that it was probably so direct that she just had an emotional response and then wanted to think about it. I think so. I mean, like, that makes the most sense to me, is that, like, she just had an emotional response and was like, I just need to think about this. Understandable. Okay. Au revoir. Thank you all very much. And T-Mac, I'll send you a copy of the book when it's done.